Hello, everyone. I am back with part two. I'm sorry I had a little minor interruption, but that's part of business. That's part of when you're on your journey, you're going to have distractions, you're going to have interruptions. Things are going to happen unexpectedly that you're going to be like, what in the world? It's going to inconvenience you. But you must continue. This goes perfect with continuing on doing what God has you to do instead of serving money. Because I could have been like, well, I'm gonna worry about what they have me to do. No, I'm more so worried about making sure I complete the task that God has me to do, more so than anything else. So while I still have a moment before I get distracted again, I'm going to complete the task that he has me to do. Now, again, this is Shanidra with Beyond the Cover, where you're going to discover everything you need to know. Now, don't want to waste any more time because, again, everybody knows that are an entrepreneur. We have a lot of business things to do that we have to do business wise, stuff that we have to handle, um, and the blessings that God give us so that we can be legit. So, with that being said, again, I can't tell you something that I'm not doing. So, as you guys see, I'm not worried about the other stuff that I have to do because God is going to make room for the other stuff as long as I make room for what He has me to do first. So, again, I'm back. I'm not wasting no time on doing anything else. While I have time, I'm going to do what God has told me to do. So, first on my agenda is to do what He has me to do. Now, we are in John the 8th chapter. This is when He's telling them, hey, I already told you guys. They said, who are you? They're still trying to figure out who Yahweh is. And they said, who are you? We're on John the 8th chapter, verse 25. Yahweh said, just what I've been telling you from the beginning. What are you talking about? Who am I? I've been telling you this from the beginning. Yahweh replied, it says, I have much to say in judgment of you, but he who sent me is trustworthy, and what I have heard from him I tell the world. So I'm just telling you exactly what he has told me to tell you guys. Period. You're trying to figure out how did he know this and how was he able to do this and how that and isn't he just this and he just that and he couldn't have been the son of God because he didn't even go this and do this and do. He's the son of God. And when you are of God, remember I said son of God. And when you are of God, you hear directly from God and God speaks directly from you. Like I tell you guys when I was on my Let's Dig Deeps, we're supposed to get the revelation of the day. My revelation of what I receive from the word may be different than what you receive from what God is speaking through me. Because we all go through different things at different times. So what may register as one thing for me may register something else for you. So what he is trying to break is this one way of thinking or one way of seeing his word. The only way that we need to be reading his word is with him. We need to have that relationship with God. Like, period. There's no other way. I did not understand it this way. Period. I didn't understand the word period until I built that relationship with God. I spend time with God all day. I'm not one here to act like I'm just perfect because God said anybody that says that they have never sinned, the truth does not lie in them, period. So I'm telling y'all the truth that I was not always, and this is not always how I've been, and I don't know. Now, have I always seek God? Have I always had the love for God? Have I always yearned to do what's pleasing to Him? Yes. Did I always know what was right and pleasing to Him? No. But now that I know better, I have to do better, period. I can't even go back. So, he said, like I've been telling y'all, I only tell y'all what he has told me to tell the world, period. They still didn't understand. He telling them everything, they still don't understand because they're too stuck on what's in front of them. and what's inside of them instead of what's inside of them. See, when you have the Holy Spirit inside of you speaking through you, you can stand firm. That's where that confidence comes. People are like, well, that's not a word. Yes, it is. Because when you have that confidence, that's more than confidence, because you're having confidence in God and what God has you to say. You don't worry about what anybody else has to say when you know for a fact that it's God that's speaking through you, because you learning as he's speaking through you. Period. I'm telling you what's facts. So now he said, I've been telling you, and they still did not understand that he was telling them about his father. So Yahweh said, when you have lifted up the Son of Man, then you will know. You're not going to understand. You're not going to understand. I didn't understand. I'm like, well, I spend the hour with God, and I've taken enough time, but I'll be tired after work. And, I got these kids. No, I don't make excuses no more. As you can see, I had a little interruption. I had to handle some business. I'm back. Yep, that's done. Let me get back to it. I'm not going to waste no more time. None of that. I'm getting back to what my Father has me to do. Period. That business stuff can wait. Because, again, like I tell you guys, God provides all my needs. Period. So everything else gonna have to wait. I gotta finish what my Father has me to do. Yes. So I'm not worried or stressed about anything else. Long as I do what he has me to do, I'm fine. I'm straight. Period. Then when I do things outside of God, that's when I'll be like, oh my gosh, I shouldn't have did it, or period. So I'm just telling y'all how you should not serve money, but how the enemy deceives y'all into serving money and you don't even realize it, because you thinking, no, I'm just doing the right thing to raise my kids and do what I got to do to work. No, it's not do what you got to do and to just make ends meet. No, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that. God said we're stopping that today. Period. We're not saging no more. We're praying some more. We're not casting and doing this demonic stuff towards our enemies. We're praying for our enemies. Like Yahweh did. He said, Father, forgive them for they don't know what they're doing. They don't. Then when you are up, God, you already understand this. You messing with me, you messing with my Father. Period. And when I started, I don't have to defend myself anymore. That's why I don't worry. Because at first, I think part of what was scaring me from even talking was, oh my gosh, they gonna know that I'm a photographer, so they ain't gonna want to listen to me and all. No, God said that's what they think you are. But you are who I called you to be. Period. Don't worry about your adversaries. Period. So I stand firm in my confidence, in what God has me to say, other than what y'all say. Y'all opinions of what I am. Just like they don't understand who the Son of God is. Period. This is a prime example. Period. So it says they did not understand that he was telling them about his Father. So Yahweh said, when you have lifted up the Son of Man, when you have lifted me up, then you will know that I am he, and that I do nothing on my own. Again, I'm telling you, when I say that it's not Shanidra, I truly mean it's not me. I don't care about the signal messing up my face. I'm not worried about that, because I want y'all to go beyond this cover. So the signal always gonna mess up, but I know that y'all can hear me. Period. So it does this every time when I'm speaking truth. He big mad. So I'm gonna expose him while he trying to be extra. He gonna be exposed. He cut it off and get right back on here and do what my Father asked me to do. Period. So he can try it, but he got the right one today. Anyways, now, not giving no more of that. So Yahweh said, when you have lifted me up, I already said it. He said, I do nothing on my own, but speak just what the Father has taught me. Period. That's all we do. I don't speak nothing other than what the Father, not no school, not anything else, has taught me. I was not taught how to do photography by the school. I was not taught how to do magazines by the school. I was not taught how to do these videos by school. I was not taught by none of the gifts that y'all see in front of y'all was taught by. I did not go to school for it, period. Point blank, end of discussion. I was taught by my Father. He has guided me through the way. I did not even know how to do a video when he told me to do the video. When I first went live, it was on the job training. I had no clue what the heck I was doing. But I was just talking and moving and grooving, and it was like he was just moving my hands on his own. That's why I tell y'all I don't do nothing on my own. Period. Like when I say it's God, it's literally God. Shanidra don't feel like I'm tired too. I'm a human being too. What do y'all expect? Just because you see me doing all these 50 million things don't mean that I'm not tired. You should definitely know that I'm tired then. So when I tell y'all that it's my Father whom is helping me or who did this for me, oh, it was God. No, I know God did that, but I'm saying you had to do the works. Yeah, but when you know that I didn't have the strength to do the works, when y'all don't know that I was just in a wreck January the 28th this year, and I've still been moving ever since, like nothing happened because God saved me. I'm healed. I'm delivered. I'm good. I'm straight. Now I still have a warfare that I'm battling with the idiotic nonsense of this retarded system. But of course, this is part of my life. So I can't let stuff like this nonsense of ignorance stop me from doing what my Father has me to do. Because he got that. See, they think they're going against me. But God got them. Period. So they can try not to do the right thing. But God got them. You're going to watch and see exactly what it's going to be. Period. He shut down National College. Do you see National? I went to National College. They did me wrong. Regency. I went to Regency Beauty Institute. That's shut down. Same boss that did me wrong and Rose is doing the exact same thing and more than what she had me to do, trying to be extra. God was extra with her. Period. So they think they're going against me. They're going against my Father. So I'm not going to worry about it. Now, am I doing the works? Yes. But am I going to sit here and not do what my Father has me to do and serve money and do what they have me to do and get stressed out? No. I told you my peace come from him. I'm casting all that to him. And when I give it to him, that's when y'all need to be concerned. You know, when you see me handling, then be like, okay, at least she giving me a chance to repent, whatever. But when I be like, look, I don't have this to do. Here you go. Here. Let me, like in a wrestling match, here you go. I'm tapping my Father and I ain't got this to do. Or if I touch my Father, I just get the strength to do it. Period. So, again, I have warfare going on all the time. I mean, he blesses us. Then, the enemy be man. I was just in a wreck. Car totaled. They had just announced the other day that it's total. So, again, I just got a new car. I'm going to get another blessing. That's just how it works. But in the midst of it all, I have a spiritual warfare I have to go through because my calling is to break these generational curses, to shed light on the nonsense that is going on in this world. So I have to deal with ignorance all the freaking time, all day, every day. So with that being said, I'm still going to be led by my Father and make sure that I do what he has me to do in front of you guys. So I was just in the wreck. Me and my child. And I'm still here doing what he has me to do. You cannot allow these type of things to stop you from doing what God has you to do. I could be like, oh gosh, I got this building, I got my house, I got this, I can't be worried about this, and now I gotta add this to it and another. And I was like, don't worry about it. I got it. So since he told me not to worry about it, I'm not worried about it. Period. He got it. So again, I'm doing his works his way. Now, I just had to shed light on that so you guys can know that just because you see me just happy, it's not because of me, and that I'm not going through nothing. I'm going through the whole everything. But again, my peace comes from God, and I'm able to do what God has me to do. That's what I mean when I say that I do nothing on my own. And that's what Yahweh is saying. I do nothing on my own, but speak just what the Father has taught me, period. It's simple. The one who sent me is with me, period. Don't have to worry about nothing. He has not left me alone. So, now why you think I'm left alone? Oh, you always by yourself? No, I'm not. I'm not left alone, sweetheart. You just can't sit here with me. So, for I always do what pleases him. I'm not worried about y'all. I'm doing what pleases him. Period. Because he's going to work at everything else if I please him. Period. So stop serving money because God going to work everything out. You're serving money right now. You're trying to figure out, oh, I gotta pay this bill now. And then you're getting in more of that, but you can't even see it. That's how the enemy is tricking you into all this stuff, and then he don't want you to get into the word, making you think, oh, da 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 da. But you're a slave to sin. I have more freedom. I'm doing whatever I want to do. And God, whatever He has me to do. There ain't nobody telling me what to do, and I'm following the word. So I'm just trying to show you, I'm following the word. I don't sage. I don't do candles. I don't do none of that demonic stuff. I don't pray against people. I don't do none of that. That's not of God. I only do things of God. So stop all that too. You're gonna have to your enemies. Period. You want them to die and all this stuff because they hurt you, but you hurt too. And you better hurt somebody else that's already hurt. No, stop it. Pray for them. They need help. And I can see that they need help. Now, back then, before God was delivering me, I was like, oh, I'm going to tell them because they're not going to talk to me. But now that God has delivered me and I'm able to see things differently, it's like, no, they're hurt. They can't hurt me. They can't. Now, do things hurt my feelings or whatever? I'm a human being. But I give it to my Father. And then the next thing I know, I'm smelling. So, do things annoy me, like what I'm going through, having to deal with the lies of the police report and all this stuff, when I was just hit in a wreck and all this frustration, and they're lying and saying that I wasn't hit when my car is totaled and all this stuff, and nobody's looking at the pure evidence and all this. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because you think that I don't go through nothing. And that I don't get tired and like I'm just over here, oh, she just gets to do her videos. It must be fun. No, you don't know nothing that I'm going through, sweetheart. At all. So, let me do what he's telling me to do right now. We just get this gum out my mouth. So, but anyways. Now, like he said, I don't do nothing on my own. I do, I do nothing on my own but speak just what the Father has taught me. The one who sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, for I always do what pleases him. Even as he spoke, many believed in him. So, dispute over whose children Yahweh opponents are. The Jews who had believed in Yahweh said, if you hold to my teachings, you are really, this is what Yahweh said, if you hold to my teachings, you are really my disciples. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. So this is all Yahweh said. He's like, once you know me, then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Freedom. That's all Yahweh said. But now, of course, people that just have to complain or have something to be negative about, they answered him. That it has nothing to do with what he said, but this is how they answered him. We are Abraham's descendants and have never been slaves of anyone. How can you say that we shall be set free? Like, we are not slaves. How are you going to tell us we're going to be set free, honey? I make money. No, you're serving money. You're not doing it the way God. Everything you see, oh, well, she's doing photography. I'm about to jump on that. Oh, she's doing her. I'm going to jump on that. Oh, this person doing this and this person doing, I'm going to jump on that. I'm going to jump on whatever is going to make me some money. No, I don't do that. I don't jump on what's going to make me money. I do what God has me to do. How about that? I do what is pleasing to God. This is not something that Shanija chose to do, period. I don't like being in front of the camera. People think because I'm photogenic or whatever they call it, that, oh, she must love to do this. And no, this is not what I love to do. But I'm going to do it. So I don't jump on what's going to make me money or what I think is going to make me money. I jump on what God has me to do. As you can see, I had to handle some business and I came right back. I got to do his work first. And I got to complete it. I can't be like, well, I'm done. I'm not going to finish it. No, I'm finishing it. Even with this little signal trying to mess me up. You can mess up this part, but you can't mess up this part. Because he's with me. Period. Now, so they answer, we are not a slave to anyone. So how can you say that we shall be set free? Yahweh is like, this has nothing to do with what I just said. But okay, let me explain this to you. Since you thinking I'm saying, you're carnal minded right now, so I gotta remember that. So let me explain this deeper. Let's go beyond the cover. So then Yahweh replied, very truly, I tell you, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Everyone who sins is a slave to sin. If you're not doing what God has you to do, you're a slave to sin. Period. We have to do it His way. I told you I thought I was doing it the right way, working and doing all this other stuff. And God said, no, that's not my way. That's not my right way. So I have to do what is pleasing in God's eyes. I can't worry about what the world think I need to be doing and how I should do it and all that. I can't worry about that. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about answering to my Father and what pleases my Father. So again, he said, very truly, I tell you, everyone who sins is a slave to sin. Now, a slave is not, is I'm sorry, now a slave has no permanent place in the family, but a son belongs to it forever. Period. He's the son. So, if the son sets you free, basically, if he sets you free, you will be free indeed. Period. John chapter 8, verse 37. I know that you are Abraham's descendants, yet, you are looking for a way to kill me because you have no room for my word. I am telling you what I have seen in the Father's presence, and you are doing what you have heard from your Father. You're not serving my Father. Because when you serve my Father, you do what He has you to do for your own life, not somebody else's life or what you see somebody else doing. You do what is pleasing to Him in your life. You don't serve money. You don't follow money, the money trend, and what everybody else is doing. You don't do the things of this world when you are from above and not below. Period. That's what He said, period. Then they had the nerve to say, uh, Abraham is our father, they answered. And then Yahweh said, if you were Abraham's children, then you would do what Abraham did. As it is, you are looking for a way to kill me, a man who has told you the truth. Y'all trying to kill the person that's telling the truth. This makes no sense. This is the idiotic nonsense that I'm dealing with today. But since I know that Yahweh had to deal with it, I know I'm no better than He is, so I know I have to go through this, period. This is part of me carrying the cross, but I'm glad I don't have to carry it on my own. Because Lord knows this little bit better couldn't carry it on my own. Period. It's God. Now, then you would know, as it is, you are looking for a way to kill me. A man who has told you the truth that I heard from God. Why can't you understand that? If you are of God, you will know that I heard from God, period. So if this is confusing to you, then you're not of God. You think you know God, but you're not of God. You don't understand me when I tell you the truth that I heard from God. When God tell you, His sheep hear His voice. Anyway, you are doing the works of your own father. Period. You're not doing the works of my Father because my Father told you not to kill. But yet you're seeking to kill me. You're talking about you're a descendant of Abraham. But yet you're judging and doing all this extra stuff that is false. My Father told you to judge righteously and to make sure you do everything right. But you're not. Same thing with this little man I'm dealing with the little whatever. So anyways, don't have to worry about it because my Father is going to handle it. Watch my words. They replied, we are not illegitimate children, they protested. The only father we have is God Himself. Really? You talking to the Son of God and you're going to say, okay, but I got you. Whatever makes you feel wonderful. Yahweh said to them, if God were your father, you would love me. If my Father was your Father, then you would love me. Period. If God was your Father. For I have come here from God. I have not come on my own. So you don't understand that we're not serving the same Father. I did not come on my own. God sent me. Why is my language not clear to you? Why? Why you don't understand what I'm saying? When I say, no, I did not go to no biblical college or nothing like that. I hear it directly from God. Why you don't understand it if that's what you're doing? If that's what you're hearing from? Why you don't understand this? I'm speaking clear. What part of that don't you understand? Do you speak in English? That's what he's saying. Do you speak what part of this do you not understand? What part of it do you not understand? Period. Bam. He said, see, I told y'all. He said, I have come from God. I have not come on my own. God sent me. Why is my language, why is my language not clear to you? Because you are unable to hear what I say. Since you are unable to hear what I say, you belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth. For there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet because I tell you the truth, you do not believe me. See, this is the type of stuff I'm dealing with right now. So this is ministering to me right now. I'm telling the truth, and it's some bullcrap. But anyways, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Yet because I tell you the truth, you don't believe me. You do not believe me. Can any one of you prove me guilty of sin? Like my car is total, I was hit from the back, but you want to say that I wasn't hit from the back. This is the ignorance that I'm dealing with. But I'm getting away with it somehow. I don't know how they're doing it, but God, watch and see what happens. Now, he said, yet because I tell you the truth, you do not believe me. Can anyone prove me guilty of sin? If I'm telling the truth, why don't you believe me? Whoever belongs to God hears what God says. The reason you do not hear is that you do not belong to God. Period. Now, how are you serving money and not God? Well, we have to go to Luke, the 16th chapter, starting at verse 13 through 15. And Luke, the 16th chapter, verse 13 says, no one can serve two masters. Period. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Period. You can't serve God and money. You can't be following the money train and serving God at the same time, because you're not doing what he told you to do, period. You're serving the money. You're following money. Now, Luke the 16th chapter, verse 14. The Pharisees who loved money heard all this and were sneering at Yahweh. He said to them, you are the ones who justify yourselves. You justify yourselves in the eyes of others. But God knows your heart. What people value highly is detestable in God's sight. So what these mere people value is highly detestable in God's sight. So what they're saying is true, and what they're doing and what they're telling you to do is highly detestable. Highly wrong in God's sight. Now I'm going to Lord. So then we are going to 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter, starting at verse 9 through 11. So he said, those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. Now, when you're following money and trying to figure out how you are going to pay the bill instead of giving it to God and letting God pay your bills like He pays mine. You will start getting these quick money fast, right now, pay as you go, whatever they call. You'll start going there doing foolish stuff. Buy here, pay here. You'll start doing foolish stuff trying to get, trust me, I had some rinky dink cards. Trust and believe me, you. That's before I knew better. So you'll start doing foolish and harmful desires and that plunge people into ruin and destruction. It only sends you into ruin and destruction. Verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. It's the root of evil. The love of money. So when you loving money more than you loving what God has you to do, desiring more money than doing the things of God, and I can't do this, and I got to tell my members to give me $5,000 today, and that's the love of money. You're not serving God. You proper line, you telling them nonsense. You need to tell them that they have to be obedient to God and God's way. You cannot continue to sin to be blessed, period. You're going to be stressed. I was stressed instead of being blessed. Because I was thinking, all I got to do is get my tithes and I'm fine. I can keep doing what I'm... No, you cannot. I'm telling you the truth because I don't need your money. Don't want your money. I want you to know the truth. That God loves you, you still breathing, you still here, you still have a chance, you haven't done too much, that He's not going to... Look at David. Everybody want to know about David, Joseph, all of these. Well, Joseph didn't do that, but David, look, read how precious David was. Read Moses. All these people, we all make mistakes. That's why He said, if somebody says that they have never seen, the truth does not lie in them. We have all fell short of His glory. We have all done something wrong. Jonah ran away and went the whole opposite way, and God still used him. Don't think God can't use you. You can reach more people than more stuff you did. So when He deliver you and people know what you did, then they're going to be like, wow, if He can deliver her then, or him, He definitely can deliver me. But when we act all perfect and untouchable and all of this stuff, that's not of God. What is that? It's unacceptable in God's eyes, period. So, quit loving money. Quit doing what the 501c3 telling you to do. Period. I'm not worried about that. What people going to say, you can't be done. I can say what God has me to say, period. He said, don't worry about your adversary. Because He's sick and tired of them doing this. Changing up His word to be soothsayers, to tickle people's ears and tell them what they want to hear. No. I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear, period. Because I care, like I tell my kids. It just seemed like whatever you want to think it seems, but I love you. So I'm going to tell you what is right. I don't care if it hurts your little funky feelings right now. You're going to hear what is right. So that's what I tell my kids all the time. I'm not worried about their little feelings. Because at the end, they'll understand. Mama did love me. She cared about me. She didn't want me to keep being out here messing up. She want me to go to heaven. She knows that there's a heaven and hell. So don't be deceived. I was just in a wreck. My car is total. Period. Not the airbag didn't even come out. But just like He did with Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. See, I don't want to read the word because all they doing is, but no, God is telling you how He delivering people all day, every day. If they just follow Him. Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, Pharaoh ended up following his guy. It was like, everybody got to follow his guy or you're going to be cut off. Period. That's how God wants us to stand, like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Period. No matter what comes our way, we need to stand firm on doing what God has us to do. No matter if they try to throw us in the fire, whatever they're trying to do, we got to stand firm on what God has us to do. Period. That's what I'm doing. You see, I'm back. Part 2, sweetheart. I got to finish and complete what God has me to do. Period. He's working everything else out. Now I know what I had planned to do. I know the time frame that I said I was going to be doing stuff. But I'm on God's timing. Clearly. Clearly. If January the 28th did not teach me anything else being in that wreck, that you can be gone in a split second. Where are you going? Where would you be going? Repent today, right now. You're not too far out. He been having his hand out. He loves you. He's not like us. He don't be casting you out because he already see the future. He already know who he predestined you to be. When we mess up, that's our teachable moments. I used to freak out. Oh my gosh, I keep missing. Oh, I messed up again. Oh, God is like, chill out. What's wrong with you? I got this. Now, you're going to eventually learn. You're going to get tired of getting your butt whooped. And I did. And I was like, look, Lord, now, you didn't put much back there to be whooping my butt. I got to get it quick. I feel it quick, you know. He makes sure. So, I mean, can't do the things of this world, period. Period. I'm not worried about following what they want me to do right now. I got to follow what he has me to do right now. Because he's going to work out everything else. Watch. Watch. That's why I have that confidence in God. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't serve with this money. You know about your bills? Who is paying my bills? I'm not on. I used to be on base on income, so I'm not downplaying nobody. Period. So, but God got me off of that. And I've been less stressful and in more peace than I ever been before. Because I'm on his standards. I'm following what he has me to do. And then I'm just watching him handle them. While I'm praying for them, praying that he forgives them. Because I know they provoked his wrath. They provoked his wrath. I'm like, Lord Father, I know, but forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. They think they messing with little bitty old me, but they don't know that there's someone that's bigger than I am. And it is the I am. So I don't worry, I don't argue with people no more. I try to stay out of that part. I try to walk away because people think that oh, now that she and God, she don't get mad or stuff don't tick her off no more. What in the world? I told you I prayed and asked God to help me have more patience, no road rage and all that. I get cut off in the middle of me praying, and I'm like, what the? And God was like, when you change the way you react, then you will grow and go to the next level. But I'm not going to stop people from cutting you off, and I'm not going to stop any of these roadblocks that come your way. Because as I take you higher, there's going to be even more things hitting you. And how are you going to react? You going to keep freaking out, or are you going to trust me? So now I just trust him. I'm like, okay, I see you. And then when God starts showing you stuff and showing you your enemies, and then he show you exactly what they're doing, I'm telling you. So you can be prepared and be ready. Well, I know with me, because I'm a visual person, so I can see things, even if it's not in front of me. Like if you describe a sword that's already healed, I can see, it unhealed before it was healed. So uh, when God shows me stuff and he shows me my enemies and what they're doing, I'm like, I don't know, baby. When God is like, what are you going to do? And we got to treat them the same. We have to love them even harder, as if we didn't even see nothing. And he shows us exactly what they're doing. Well, he shows me exactly what they be doing. And then it's not like he keeps them away from you so you can, heal from them. You can put them right in your face and be like, what you gonna do? And you have to love them. And then the thing that blesses me, because I know how I used to be, and I'm not a fake person. You want to see it on my face or whatever. But it's like I have so much joy when I see them. And I'm like, this is you, God, because I know it's not me. It is God in me that is giving me so much joy and peace on this person, because I know that this person is a hurt person. And I'm here to see beyond their cover. Even though they are trying to hurt me, I still must pray for them. I still must go past what they are saying or doing to me. They're not just doing it to me. No. But I still have to see past that and love on them even harder. I can't even show them nothing that I know nothing. They can be talking, and sometimes it's so funny because they be looking at me like, does she know anything? Yes, 9 times out of 10 I know, and I've seen everything. But I'm not going to treat you no different. Back then, before God delivered me, I wasn't cool with you. But now, God is showing me that I must be the light that they see. I cannot be in darkness with them. I can't do, we can't be in our feelings. We got to get out of our feelings because that's what they're doing. They're being in their feelings and treating you out of their feelings and their emotions. We have to be led by the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the God of God, Holy Spirit of God, the only God. Period. I am that I am Him. Period. So that's all I'm telling you guys on today is to follow Yahweh. Don't serve money. Let me make sure I read everything. Because He said, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. When you wander away from faith in God, you pierce yourself with many griefs. Now you're like, oh, now I was already in debt. Now I got to pay this buy here, pay here back. And I got, or what are those? Quick, fast money or whatever. Now I got to pay this. I already didn't have the money before I even got the money. Now more than it causes more grief than if you just give it to God. Because when it's out, I used to be like, well, how am I supposed to pay for this? But that's when we're supposed to trust God, have the faith. When we start trying to find money and do things ungodly just to get the money and all this stuff, then we're not pleasing God. We're serving money and not God. And He wants us to continue even when it don't look right to serve Him, not money. Don't worry about the money. Worry about pleasing God, and He gonna work it out. I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about serving God. I have kids in my class. I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about helping them. And it blessed my heart because God has me to pray over these children every day before we leave. And the night before last, I think we did Bible study, and then I was like, let's clean up. And I forgot to pray over them. Well, yesterday, they was like, Nidra, guess what? I was like, what? Because I started praying over them or whatever. They was like, guess what? I was like, what? We remember what you say when you pray over us. So you forgot to do it, and we did it last night. I was like, look at God. So even when we think that it's not registered or they're not getting it and all of this stuff, it's like God will show you, like, look, I got this. I'm the one that's doing this. Like I tell y'all, it's not Shanidra. And when God let me reveal what He is doing, y'all going to see that it's not me. I didn't even know. This wasn't even on the market. This was just God. So that's all y'all going to hear. Well, it had to be Shanidra. No, it's not going to be nothing about Shanidra. Because Shanidra didn't know nothing about nothing. Then when I just walked into the blessing and the open doors in plural. Not one, not two, not three doors. I walked into the open doors. I was like, wow, God. Wow. Thank you, Lord. And I still prayed after I did it. Because after I did it, stuff gets parched. And then that's when I kept having faith. I wanted that confirmation to make sure that I was doing His will, His way. And then He just dropped it. Boom. Let me just take that burden off my daughter. She thinking that she ain't doing right. Let me put my signature on it real quick. Let her know she ain't got nothing to worry about no matter what comes her. Once He put that signature, that imprint on it, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about a thing. The only time I'm worried is if I did not pray about it. And I'm like, dang, I forgot to pray. Dang. But if I prayed about it and He put His signature on it, now I've gotten in trouble because I have moved before because I was like, hey, well, maybe He's just telling me to do. No, when like Miss Deborah told me, when you're in doubt, don't do it, period. So that's all I have for you on today. When I say, let's go beyond the cover, let's go beyond the cover. Stop serving money. I told you the sneaky ways of the enemy, how he gets you to serve money because you have all these obstacles. I just was in a wreck. 12 days ago? I have not stopped a beat of doing what God has me to do. I've still gotten these kids every day. I've been in a rental since last month. So, but I'm not worried. And I have to live this before you guys. I was distracted. I have to handle business, but I'm doing his stuff first. I'm not serving this money. I'm not doing what they want me to do. I'm doing what God has me do because He working it out. He giving me time. Look, He gave me 45 more minutes to finish what He had me to tell you guys. 45 more, almost another hour. I don't know. I probably gave y'all like 40 minutes before. So He will give you time to do what He has you to do. But if we focus on doing what He has us to do first, everything else is going to work out. And I can't wait to give y'all the praise report because I already know. I already have the faith that He's working it out. He does it all day, every day. So when it gets tight, I know He's about to perform a miracle. When it don't seem right and I feel all the pressure on me, it's like, and I feel weak and I get on my knees. I go down on my knees all week like, Lord, I can't do this no more. This is too much. And I pray to Him, get back up, and it's like, let me stretch out. I feel wonderful. Let's go. They got the right one today. Period. So that's all I have to say. Trust in God. Stop serving this money. Stop looking for the next big money scheme or whatever. Follow what God has you to do. Here at Beyond the Cover, we're going to help you discover your gift, your God-given gift. We're going to get you closer to God. Period. This isn't no fake stuff that since I'm in a position, I'm going to be faking and teaching. No, I'm living this. Period. So I'm not copying anybody else because, there's a lot of copycats. And God is going to expose them because you're not going to get the true healing that you need from them. They can't heal you. They can't do nothing. So they're just telling you how they got that get rich scheme. And I don't have that to do. I have the get with God, period. It's either Yahweh or you get the highway. I'm not here to tickle your tummy or do any of that. I don't. I'm here to tell you what is right in God's eyes. Because I'm more so worried about your soul than anything else. I don't need your money. God supplies all my needs. There's nothing but God that is providing for these 12 kids every day. God is providing their tuition. He's providing their food every day, their transportation. I mean, He provided all of this stuff. To little to no money. I mean, this y'all see when I'm able to tell you. But let's go beyond the cover so you can discover what it is that God has you to do. Again, I have on our Amora Too Classy Boutique, our two-toned. You may see a lot of people wearing two-tone now, but don't look at that. That was another thing that God dealt with. We can't worry about people copying us and all that stuff because that's going to happen. My whole thing is I just hope you copy me and follow God. Because copying me, trying to figure out how I'm getting money and all this stuff, and you're not looking at God and my source that is paying everything, you're going to lose it. You're going to be serving money and not God. And don't watch what everybody else is doing. Ask God, say, what do you have me to do? And it's 9 times out of 10 something that you actually like to do. Because I like talking in front of the camera by myself, like without nobody looking. That's why I don't never turn on the comments. I see y'all comments after. I don't never see the comments while I'm talking. Because I don't want to be distracted. I don't want to get off of what He has me to do. Or say. So I look at the comments afterwards. Because I really like to do this without being live. But I'm doing what He has me to do when He has me to do it. So, again, I think I'm done. But He has me to say something. I'm going to say it. So, that's it, guys. Just follow God. Don't serve the money. Don't figure out, you don't understand my situation. How do I not understand with 2 kids? I don't know what y'all thinking this is. Everybody see me with my 2 kids. The reason why they started I had them start a business. For one, I watched what they like to do, and then God led me on how to go about doing a business with him so that we all making money. Nobody is a burden. And we're all doing the things that we love. So if anything, even if they don't stick with this business because things change as God is changing my life, they will have something to fall back on, which is their gift. They know that God gave them that gift. My son is an artist. He knows that he can always fall back on that gift. They are learning different ways how to use their gift in God. So they're learning self-discipline, and it's hard teaching children about self-discipline because I thought my kids was the only greedy kids, but I guess that's kids period. And I may have been greedy too when I was a child. So it's just we have to be taught and we have to stay on these children. But it's when we are adults and we still doing the same thing, that's when it's a problem. So again, let's go beyond the cover so we can discover what it is that God has us to do. So we're not serving money and we're just serving God because He doesn't want us to keep serving money. And I didn't want this to be, oh, you need it and you're serving God, the money. And no, I didn't want it to be like that. And God doesn't want us talking to His people like that because you're not beneath nobody. When you learn who you are in God, you don't listen to nobody. Not like that, but you get what I'm saying. You don't listen to the opinions of what others think you are because you already know who you are in God. From God. Who else gonna tell me anything when I know I'm hearing from God? So again, I think I'm done. Let's go beyond the cover. Let's dig deep.